Another court victory. I think it's the same judge, Judge Boasberg, who I think is an Obama appointee. The Judicial Watch and other litigants have been fighting in court for the records of James Comey, namely the email or the memos he supposedly wrote. Because I don't believe anything Comey says until I see what actually happened about his conversations with President Trump. Now, Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit for one document, which was the memo he wrote allegedly about his conversation with the president about General Flynn, where supposedly President Trump told him, that maybe he could go easy on Flynn. Now, what Comey did was he supposedly leaked that memo by his own admission through a friend to the New York Times in order to get a special prosecutor appointed. A leak which was illegal. He shouldn't have A, taken the records, and B, leaked them. So we sued for that record after we were denied it. We also filed a second lawsuit on behalf of the Daily Caller News Foundation for all the Comey memos. I guess there was more than one, I think upwards of maybe 9, although the government's being cagey as to how many there are. So this Justice Department and this FBI are protecting James Comey. And one of the things we suggested, because they don't want to release any of the memos. Now, interestingly, they say there's classified information in the memos. So Comey walked out the door, it looks like, with classified information. What has the Justice Department done to enforce the rule of law against Mr. Comey? And with regard to the leaking, because we made the argument, look, he's leaking these records, the former FBI director is leaking these records to the New York Times, but we're not allowed to see the record? And the Justice Department came back and said, well, that leak was unauthorized, and they compared it to WikiLeaks. So again, if it's as bad as they say, why aren't they prosecuting James Comey for illegally taking and leaking records? Which makes me think they're just making up arguments to keep the records away from the public, because I think they would expose Comey as really the malicious actor he was and is in trying to get back at President Trump for firing him by making it known he had these memos and papering the record about his conversations with President Trump. So we suggested that the court take a look at the documents himself before he makes any ruling in favor of the Justice Department and the FBI to keep these records away from the American people. Oh, and supposedly they're all being used by Mueller. Of course, they weren't created to be used by Mueller. Mueller went and got them after the fact, which is just baloney. It doesn't make a document unavailable to FOIA because someone else later wants to use them for a criminal investigation. These records were just created, as we point out, to get Trump. So Judge Boasberg agreed essentially with Judicial Watch, and he ordered the Justice Department to turn over the records to him that are being withheld by next week, by January 18th. The Justice Department didn't want to do that. The FBI didn't want to do that. Robert Mueller's people didn't want to do that, obviously. And it shows the court doesn't trust the Justice Department's and the FBI's representations about the Comey records. So I'm hoping this review raises some more questions by the court as to what went on, whether A, we have all the records, and B, whether they're being withheld appropriately. And we finally get some more information and more facts about he wasn't president, although he acted as if he were, Mr. Comey's pernicious effort to get Donald Trump by creating, editing perhaps, and leaking these memos. So 2 good victories for government accountability and transparency here. And what's frustrating is, the irony of a judge ordering the Trump State Department to speed up the release of Hillary Clinton emails that were being outrageously stonewalled. The irony of the Trump Justice Department defending James Comey and trying to keep his memos dishonestly from the American people. If this doesn't tell you that A, it's either the deep state or the president has appointees who are completely oblivious and or cowed by the deep state, I don't know what does. And you can see why the president gets frustrated about his Justice Department, because evidently he's been told he's not allowed to do anything with respect to the Justice Department, so all he does is tweet. And I would just tell him, you're president, Mr. President, do what you need to do to make sure justice is done and the people have full information about the corruption at the Justice Department, FBI with James Comey, and at the State Department with Hillary Clinton. So we're gaining traction in the courts and getting accountability. So that's good news.